Hello, and welcome to the Human Side of Real Estate podcast. My name is Mark Toomey. I'm managing partner of Tata HRC, which is a boutique real estate headhunter based in Warsaw, Poland. My guest today is Ewa Bodio-Ziółkowska, who is Head of Administration, Facility, Workplace and Change Management at Volkswagen Financial Services. Ewa, hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
This took a while for us to get together, but we finally made it.
Yeah, there is no boredom in my calendars, but I'm really happy that we finally find the time to meet. So I'm really appreciate and I'm really thankful for this opportunity.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So listen, just before we get started, there might be a few people out there who don't know you.
Yes.
Maybe 3 or 4 people. But can you just give us a very quick overview of your kind of professional background, so just we can...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. I have been working in a widely said administration field for the last 20 years. I had worked in many different companies, different sizes, with different teams. I am the manager of 20 people today. I take care of, all internal services in office, on the back office, fleet management, facility management, workplace strategy management, how to create appropriate environment, especially in this hybrid model now we are working in. Also the workflow documentation, so post office, archive solutions. I'm trying to develop internal communication also in our organization, and also the kind of part of outsourcing. So basically I have today 5 streams in my team.
Right. Okay.
And I have a really fantastic team of people who really support all those activities.
Excellent.
So, and beside that, I'm a mentor in today's 3 programs where I support women, young people on their career path, on their business ideas, and we are finding really creative solutions for their career path or their personal activities and setting the goals that they can achieve. So This is what really satisfies me a lot.
Great. Well, we'll get into all of that a little later on. So you and I were introduced to each other by a very good mutual friend, Agnieszka Żygałło from Creo. So, and within 5 minutes of meeting with you, I just knew immediately you were my kind of people. So Agnieszka did a fantastic job of matchmaking us. So shout out to Agnieszka. She's a very good matchmaker. I think she should come and work in my business.
I would love to work also with Agnieszka. So Agnieszka, we are waiting.
So let's jump into this. So you describe yourself as a leader with a strong focus on people development and talent management. So what drives this passion for you?
I was thinking about a lot lately. I think that I'm really passionate about people. This is not the empty, words, because I think that I have the need, in my internal need for developing people in my blood. This is my DNA, because I have discovered that it really also satisfies me a lot, motivates me a lot. It's gives me a lot of energy. I'm the person who is taking energy from people. I'm a team leader. I'm a team worker. I strongly believe that working in a team will give you more results. Setting the ball into the, in the same direction really brings a lot of satisfaction, business results, and profitability. And I have been managing teams for last 12, 13 years. And I've discovered that this is also the part of my job as a being manager, which really help my people to develop. And I can see on my current team, I have been working with current team for almost 7 years. And I can see that this work really, and the time you invest in people, really bring the result for the team, for the organization, but at the end of the day, what is the most important thing for me, for themselves, on their career way and also on their personal.
Yeah.
on the personal way.
And you mentioned just in your introduction, then you're involved in mentoring then as well. So is that obviously internally with your team, but are you doing kind of external mentoring then as well?
Yes, I do it before and after hours because it came also from my team, because they told me that I'm their informal mentor, informal coach, because they said that you have natural skills for that. And I started to observe myself. I started to gain the feedback from the organization, from other people who know me. And I decided to attempt it was 3 years ago, to attempt the first mentoring program, and the second one, the third one. And I've noticed that this is really something which is profitable for me, but also for the mentees that I cooperate with.
And which organization or which mentoring? Because there are, I know there are a few within real estate. There are a few different mentoring organizations.
Maybe before answering this question, it's very also important that my first contact with mentoring was that I was mentee, because I start from this mentee option, and I think it is really it's really good to start to be mentee, to have a mentor.
Okay, so or maybe organization is wrong word, but maybe which kind of foundation were you involved with as a mentee first?
As a mentee, it was, I would say in Polish, it is Fundacja Liderek Biznesu. This is Leader Foundation. I don't remember exactly how it's in English, but it is a very well-known female organization. And it was very interesting experience for me. And at that moment, I said that I would like to come to the maturity state where I would like to be a mentor. So that was the experience which also boosted my interest in the mentoring. Then I really spread my wings in Sieć Przedsiębiorczych Kobiet, where I really appreciate a lot of them for the women who run the foundation. And I have been mentored there for the second and the third edition already. Also the ISEC alumni, because I was a part of ISEC organization when I was a student, so I became a mentor for alumni. Also, I was a mentor in top real estate, top woman real estate.
Yeah, well, that's the one I know.
Yeah, but it was kind of temporary part, and all these experiences gave me, the kind of view of myself. What can I bring to what kind of value or quality I can bring to the mentee, basically to other people, and all these things which I learned before and after work, I bring to my team.
Right. Okay.
Because they are, they profit.
Yeah. No.
From
absolutely.
That.
Well, obviously, you're right there. You're getting this information. You're getting this knowledge. And you're bringing it home.
Yes. And today I'm also the mentor in our internal organization mentoring program. Right. Which is really fine. I think it's really very good idea to use, the skills and, the knowledge of your people, your managers, your internally in your organization. So I'm the mentor of one of the person in our organization.
Okay. So speaking of growth, when we met, you told me a personal story about open water swimming, and your experience with that. Would you mind sharing that with us? Because I thought it was quite fascinating.
Okay. That was one of. I still struggle with that. Frankly speaking, that was the moment that I came to the start line of my Ironman in 2022. I was supposed to swim 4 kilometers at this event, because if you know Ironman is 3.8 kilometers swim, 180 kilometers of cycling, and 42 kilometers marathon to run, and everything one by one. So, I started to train triathlon. Also, one of the reasons was to fight with this fear, with this open water fear. And thanks to the triathlon, I started to swim, and I reset my knowledge and my skills regarding swimming. And the moment that you are talking about, that was the moment when I was really paralyzed on the edge of the lake. Big day came. I knew that it will be the longest day of my life, and it was.
Yeah.
And, that was the moment that I started to cry. I was really paralyzed.
So this is the actual event
Yes,
itself. Okay.
yes.
So it's not just the training towards
No,
it.
no. It was in July 2022 in Spain, in Vitoria-Gasteiz. This is really beautiful area. I really recommend to participate in this event. And, that was the moment that I was, standing over there, looking at this lake, and I was telling to myself, my God, what I'm going to do? What the hell I'm doing there? I'm crazy. It is really, really tough. And that was the moment that I said, okay, it's too far to home, it's too far to mommy, and I need to take care of myself, and I need to do the job, because I had been preparing myself 9 months to this event. And at this moment, I started to think, okay, Ewa, you need to focus, you need to calm down, you need to find anything which is positive about the moment, that you need to go into the water and do your job. And at the end of the day, I then really started to think about, that the water is clear, the weather is beautiful, that there are lots of lifeguards. I was looking anything which will help me to calm down. And when I went into the swimsuit, my focus was the only one thing, because I decided to do it as I normally do in my life, step by step, day by day, week by week, month by month. So I said that I looked at the yellow buoy, which were placed every 100 or 200 meters. And that was my goal, to swim from buoy to the buoy, from buoy to the buoy, yellow to yellow, yellow buoy, yellow buoy. That was the only thing which was on my mind for first 500 meters, I think, because after 500 meters, I cooled down and I lay down on the water, went into the kind of trance, and that was my only interest.
And I'm curious then, because, as you said, obviously there was a lot of training and build up towards this. So when you were training by yourself in the water, say in Poland, did you have the same kind of fear every time you got to the water?
Almost
in the
every
training?
time. Yes,
right,
almost every time. Maybe not such a huge, because I was really focused on the. On the one hand, I'm very people person, but the other hand, I'm very task person. So if I have a goal, if I'm focused, if I'm concentrated, and I strongly believe that it's possible to do that, despite the fact of the laziness, because of the fears, and I'm so terrified of sometimes of my ambitious goal, that I'm really focused to do the job, because I know that every training I will miss, I will remember on the day of the big day. So I struggle a lot with this swimming, but I ask my husband, I ask my colleague to come with me, just to stand on the shore, to wait for me, to observe me. That's why it's quite important to secure your security when you go swimming. Of course, I have a boy, I'm prepared. But it's good to have someone with you when you go outside and open water.
I haven't done one of those events myself, and I honestly, I also have. I struggle with open water swimming as well. I swam as a kid. I was fine, but once I hit open water, especially the sea, I don't like swimming in the sea. We go on holidays to the sea. My wife is like a fish. She goes off and she's swimming the sea, and I'm just kind of like paddling there, but I can't swim. But there is a mental thing, which is kind of weird as well, because I'm from an island. So but it's I can relate to that. It's pretty tough.
I know that many people have a problem with this open water fear, but I think it's really worth to try yourself, to sometimes even to persuade yourself, to push yourself to try, because the satisfaction and it might be a game changer somehow. Whole event, this Ironman was a game changer in my life. So I didn't realize at the beginning when I started that it would be such a huge game changer. I knew that I'm going to do a big thing for myself, and but the positive consequences after that was tremendous. Till this moment, I can feel it, that when I have a really weak day, a tough project, tough task to do, and I said, Ewa, come on, stop, come on, you are an Ironman, you need to do it, something like that. I'm using
the confidence you get from it.
You get so much confidence and believe in your possibilities, because coming back to your first question, that I'm passionate about people, because I strongly believe that we have so many resources in ourselves. We have so many power, but you need to have a person who will discover it, who will be standing next to you, your smart, mature manager, who will observe you and he will catch you. He will catch the strength and the power in you. Sometimes which is, uncovered. So that's why it's so important that the manager need to be very close to your people to get know better. Sometimes even from the personal perspective to know their motivation, their problems, just to help them and support to become better and better, of course, in the way they want, because I'm not going to make people happier than they want, but still I strongly believe in my team.
And the other interesting thing about that and relating that to kind of life as well, because so you look at that event that you were doing this training, you were swimming in lakes in Poland before you went to the event, and then on the day and in the sea, and then the day of the event, you're there. It's showtime, but when you were training, you didn't have people swimming around you. You didn't have people crashing into you. You didn't have arms hitting you. So the event itself as a whole is a completely different experience than the training. And so that's that. So you're there, and your experience, your first experience of an event, is right there, and you have no experience of that type of situation, and you just have to literally jump in the deep end. And
in a halfway, because to start in the kind of event, you need to have a probes in a smaller distances, just to test yourself, to change, to know how you change the clothing, those time zones, between swimming, cycling, running. So it's good to have first smaller distances, sprint, 1/4, half of Ironman, and I think that everyone who is really smartly prepared by the trainer or by themselves, they have the kind of probes before. So you have opportunity to practice yourself somehow. And it is very important to do that, because I will give you my example. 1 month before the big day in Spain, I was in Slovakia. I was participating then in a half of Ironman. And believe me, that was really disaster for me, because it was really hot weather. I was swimming in the quite intensive current of Dunaj, and I was terrified over there. And I said, "Oh my God!" And I really, I finished the competition, but I was broke. And I was coming back. Whole way I was crying in a car. And I said, how I'm going to do this full distance within a month, when I really struggled a lot with the swimming and running over there. The bike was fine. I was prepared for a bike. I wasn't afraid of bike, despite the fact this is 180 kilometers. I was sitting almost 7 hours in the bike, in the aerial position. So, but, it was very good test for me. 2 days after this competition, I was doing nothing, because I was almost, let's call it, lying in the bed on the floor and crying, how I'm going to do that, because I was terrified. But then after 2 days, I stood up and I said, no, I'm going to finish it. I need to stand in front of that, because I sacrificed already. I sacrificed also, let's put it in the brackets, that I'm not going to give up. It's too far. I went too far to do that. I discussed it with my trainer. She coached me, and she also helped me to get over that. And I said, okay, it was a very good lesson for me, and I was better prepared for the full man because of this, not well participate, let's say. But it was a very good lesson for me. It was sore lesson, but it was good lesson for me.
Okay, so staying on the topic of being uncomfortable with situations, but coming on to dry land this time, because you also told me there was a situation a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago where you had to make a presentation in front of your entire management board, and you weren't very comfortable with that situation. So how did you approach that?
Oh, that was kind of my part of initiative, because I've noticed that I tell my story to the different people, foreigner people. I have many presentations, speeches, power speeches, about this story, because I want to share and to enhance and embrace people, just to try to believe themselves, to show my story, because what is very important, Mark, I would like to strongly underline it. I'm very, very average runner. I'm very average cyclist and average swimmer. The thing which is very strong, I think, which determines myself, that I like to start and finish the job. But really, I'm very average. I'm very typical. I don't break the records. I'm normal, really average amateur. Okay, sometimes when you see me and people do not know me, they think that I do really huge, ambitious, very strong goals. Okay, I do it because I went some kind of road, some kind of path to achieve it. But still, believe me, I had to also wake up, stand up from the couch, even from the floor a few years ago, from very difficult moment in my life, and start to jog, to go for a walk. That was the beginning. And still, I run marathon in 4 hours, 30 minutes. I walk a little bit during the marathon. So really, I want people to know that you can do it. The Kowalski Smith really can do the Ironman if it's the strong belief in yourself, step by step.
Yeah.
And coming back to that, yes, that was challenging, but the thing what I try to teach my team is to build your courage in a different levels, in a different dimensions. And I said that I tell the story everyone, but besides my organization. So maybe it's high time I went to my people, which I really appreciate, and I like to cooperate. My co-workers, my managers, senior managers, directors. Maybe it is the moment that I can tell them what is my story, that it will give them replies where is the source of my full of energetic, attitude, that they can see my on the daily basis that, oh my God, where you are from, how you have so many energy, passions about your work, about your people, that because this is, the circle, that everything from my private skills, my private hobby and passion, energy, I bring to the company.
So that was the basis of your presentation?
Yeah. And I wanted to show them the story. I wanted to tell them how I achieved those goals, but also how it influenced on my team, on my work, my attitude at work, towards work and towards people. So I gave them the examples of that. And it was very important for me to understand. And maybe some of them, will wake up, will go for a walk, will go for a run, because there is a kind of internal, maybe let's call it mission in myself, that I would be really happy if anyone from that, people, there was around 40 people over there. And I said, even one person, if we would go for a walk, for a yoga, for a swimming, it will be the goal. My goal is achieved, So, because I really, as I said, I strongly believe that you have a power in yourself, but sometimes you need to have an inspiration, someone who will kick you, or will tell you, you will manage. Come on, I'm outside. Okay, I will observe you. I will help you. I will push you. I will give you a hand. Sometimes there are very small words, some gestures,
Yeah.
I also gain a lot, have gained already a lot from different foreigner people, which helped me to.
And that was something that we had also discussed during our coffee a couple of weeks ago. Kind of, using physical activity as a tool for building mental resilience. And I'm kind of curious to see how you find that translates into your life in a kind of practical sense.
You mean this hobby and passion, which I have, for example, for movement and for sport?
Putting yourself into movement and sport, and putting yourself into those physically stressful situations, and building that mental resilience, and then using that new tool that you have in your everyday life.
Oh yes, I think it's. I gain a lot of skills, and let's call it skills rather, to survive sometimes in a really stressful situation. The first thing is that I'm controlling my breath, my body. I try to stay calm despite the fact I am a person who is full of energy. I have a possibility now, and I'm aware of that, when to stop, when to calm down, when to give my people security, this kind of emotional state, which is very important these days. How to give them stamina, how to give them my back, and my strength, that they can rely on my emotional stability. And the sport, or maybe sport, but basically, I would call that this road support me somehow in few moments in my life that I was, able to move forward despite the fact of I don't like the word failure, because this is also the part of your way of your life to learn. But on the break moments, on the weakness, when you have weak day, weak situation and difficult situation, you need to struggle. So it helps me to sit down, to think, sometimes to kick myself.
Something you mentioned there, when to stop, and that's an interesting thing, because I think sometimes when you're somebody who's highly energetic and highly enthusiastic and highly driven, you do have to stop yourself, and you have to realize not everybody is on the same level as me, and maybe there's a chance that maybe I'll be too much for some people. And so that's also important as well, as to recognize when you have to kind of slow down a little bit and allow people the time to catch up with you.
Yes, and this is very good that you say that, because there was a moment that I was, on the high level all the time. But thanks to that I spent a lot of time with myself. I'm now today, I think I'm more listener than speaker. Of course, it depends on the situation, where I like to observe more, to listen to people more. And I discovered that no, not everyone has this package of energy, and not everyone wants to have this package of energy of mine. So I need to be very patient and to observe them first, and not to be overwhelming, for someone. And especially, these days people are very sensitive, have different issues, and I would like to be rather supporter for them than to be pusher or something like that. So I'm very cautious about it, and especially with my team, because I know when is the moment that we need to slow down, when we need to work 100%, sometimes 150%. But where is the moment, the quiet moment? I often say to my people, please relax, calm down, take a breath. We will do it. We will manage. Let's prolong it. For example, right? We don't have to do the things on yesterday. We are not firemen, right? Come on. That's why this is my job as a manager, to manage also the energy of within a team. So I listen to them. I'm very open for their feedback. And I can see already when it's too much. So then I said, guys, okay, this is the moment that we need to cool down. Okay.
And speaking of your people, we also discussed the importance of discovering your colleagues' passions outside of work. So can you elaborate on that?
Regarding my team, I still work on them.
Well, we're all still at work in progress.
I think that the most important thing which will work on them is my example. I like to be a leader who is giving them kind of examples, and I recommend them to take what you want. What do you need? You need my energy, take my energy. You need my listening skills. You want to talk with me. You want me to speak. Let's have a break. Let's have a time. Let's have a coffee. Let's go for a walk. No, I have a kind of ritual with my team, and I also promised myself this year I'm going to continue that I take every person at least once a year for a cake, for a coffee, that we have a time that we are not talking about work. This is very important for me, and I love it. Okay, we are going for cheesecake. I call it idziemy na serniczek. It's a kind of, so I'm going to come back to that ritual this year, and this is the moment that I'm giving them myself as they want. If they want this part, okay, then I'm okay. If you want this portion, let's do it. So today I'm calmer, I'm open more for them. So I'm not trying to be, I'm not the actor of the scene. Today I'm pushing my people in front of the board, in front of the other people. I'm telling, okay, I don't have to be at this call. I don't have to be on this meeting. You will manage for sure. You don't need me. You are already equipped. I'm strongly believer in you. You will manage. Just in case I'm on the other side, right?
Yeah, no, that's and actually, it's funny you should mention that, because that's something that in the last kind of 12 months with my team, I've kind of been not pushing, but trying to kind of structure myself in a way where I'm, when you're the owner of a small business, it's hard for you to kind of relinquish control of certain aspects of the business, and you want to be, you're very concerned about your reputation, and you're very concerned about the quality of the service that you provide, and you can very easily slip into a micromanagement situation, but but when you kind of stop yourself and you go, look, I trust these guys. I absolutely trust these guys to make decisions, to handle that situation themselves. I don't need to be there. I don't need to hold their hand every time.
That's the basis, Mark, the trust in the team. I have simple rules regarding managing my team. I have really, if someone is asking me how you do it, how you, because I have kind of, some people say that I have very, very creative and alternative ways how to integrate my people, how to inspire them, how to motivate. Okay, I need to admit I'm quite creative person, and I love it because I bring it energy and very different things, because I also again believe that those alternative ways how to develop my people, integrate people, also develop them. And the trust that we are talking about, this is the basic, and I have 3 pillars, let's call it, regarding managing my team. This is autonomy through the trust. This is the building long-term relationship through the transparent, fair communication, also including feedback, serniczek, this cheesecake, rituals or something like that, all this team things. And the 3rd pillar is the competences, development through the competences. And also, this is my role as a manager, to know what my people need, also with the cooperation with them. So if we have this kind of, uprising conversations, half of them is really connected with the development for the future. And of course, I also, I'm quite cautious in this development mode, because not everyone is interested in the high of the level of development I would like to. So then, again, I'm closing my mouth, opening my ears, and I said, okay, what do you want? Where do you would like to be, Then I'm, becoming the kind of coach and mentor for them. But this is also important for me to know what exactly you want, because I know what I want for you. But what do you want?
Yeah, I think I remember somebody else who was on this podcast a couple of episodes ago had said that it's not the manager's job to map out the person's career. The person has to decide which direction they want to go, but it is the manager's job to help them once they decide.
I will agree, Persha, and also in a kind of, maybe not halfway, but I agree with you that the internal motivation, and you need to listen to people what they want. But again, as the same as in sport, as on my own experience, it is really good to have a person who will tell you, would you like to try yourself in this area? Would you like to do that and this and that? Despite the fact that the person is not interested. And I have a few examples in my team where I proposed to my team member, listen, I observed you. I think I'm sure that you will manage to do that. Let's try. Let's give us a probe time. And I have few examples about reskilling, upskilling, in my team. So I even have lectures and some of the speeches about it, how to reskill and upskill your team within your team. But I think you need to have a person who is aside you and observes you and is really, truly, honestly interested in your development.
Yeah.
Not only just, to polish your ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm truly interested in my people because I respect them. They give me so much energy, You need to see what I posted on my LinkedIn because I wanted to appreciate also my team. Last year, in April, I also finished this World Marathon Majors, the 6th biggest marathon in the world. That was also my dream, sport and travel dream. This is tremendous what I had met from my people about celebration when I was coming back from those marathons from New York, Chicago, Tokyo, Boston, and all those things. The surprises, the celebration which I met from my people, I was, so touched that I was crying at home,
Yeah.
So it was so cool that I have I achieved my dream. But few days ago, when I was putting my medals on the wall at home, I realized that I have a team of my dream. Yeah, that this is also my dream that I achieved. I have really fantastic people in my team. So that's why I'm so ready to fight for them.
Yeah. So speaking of dreams, then, because obviously you've done a lot. So what's next on the calendar for you?
Oh, I have some. Yes, I have some. Setting the goals and having, of course, dream and goals are very close to each other. I have some things to do. I would like to run marathon this year.
Oh, you've done that before. Come on.
No, but I'm setting the goals to achieve also sport goals, but also my travel.
Yeah.
My travel dreams. So this year, yes, it is going to. I think so. It's going to happen. So I'm going to really fly far, very far, far away, so we can have some kind of question to our audience. What kind of city I created to do? Now I'm preparing myself to Hyrox. I don't know if you have heard about the Hyrox competition.
I don't know Hyrox. I know Hard Rock.
Cafe.
no, Hard Rock in I think it's Colorado.
Colorado. No. Hyrox is the let's call it almost CrossFit competition because this.
Oh yes, I have heard of this. Yes.
And also I'm a corporate manager. I'm the mentor. I'm the coach, but also a personal trainer. Before and after work, which is also very passionate about it because it is connected again with developing people in a different field. But I really love it. I have so great people that I cooperate with already, and I decided that I'm going to participate it with my son at the end of February in Katowice, and this is a really interesting competition. I think it will become more and more popular in Poland as it used to be a triathlon. You have 8 training to fulfill, and 8 of these activities are split into 1 kilometer run. So you have 16 activities within, let's call it 2 hours or something like that.
I actually have a friend of mine in Ireland, and he's a coach in Hyrox. That's now I remember.
Really. Yeah. So check the Hyrox. I think it's going to be it's going to boost soon.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Ewa, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. But this has absolutely been absolutely lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm really happy to share. To maybe to inspire someone, just to try to try yourself. And remember, to start and to finish marathon, you need to start walking.
Yes.
Around the block, around the flat, around the house. This is the first step. So if someone asks me how to run a marathon, start walking.
Yeah, absolutely. And and this is obviously the beginning of 2025, the new year. I think a lot of people will have New Year's resolutions, and the weather is miserable out there. It's raining, it's snowing, it's hard to get out there.
That's why it's good to go for a gym.
Yeah, well, gym as well. Yeah, gym is great. I made that decision this year. I don't know, last year I was kind of lacking motivation, and for particularly for running. And I was looking every time I opened the window, and oh, it's too wet, it's too cold, it's too. I was finding excuses all the time. And what I decided this year is that motivation can be unreliable, and it can be fleeting, and it may not show up when you need it. And I think that's where discipline comes in, where you open the window and you say, regardless of what the weather is, you say, I've made the decision, I'm going out there today.
I'll give you a tip. I think that's motivation, because we can hear a lot of things about motivation. As you already discovered, it's going like circles, right? The habits. You need to work on your habits, and the feeling after exercising, after running, I don't know, after gym, after, walking, the feeling after, to remind yourself how I felt after that. And this is one of the reasons I go out. That I have sometimes the situation that I put my sports suits and I'm going around in the flat 30 minutes because, I'm fighting with my laziness. But then I know I send a signal to my brain, I will do it. No, you are not going to make me some excuses, because I know how I feel after that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I did it the other morning, got myself out 6:30 in the morning. It was dark in the forest with my headlamp, and I said, okay. And once I was out there, I was very proud of myself. I was very happy.
Oh, super. Bravo.
Yeah,
Bravo.
So that's it. Ewa, thank you again. Brilliant. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. And I look forward to hearing what your next big adventure will be.
I will call you.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.